Hey everyone. I'm ready to bring you guys this month's training and information from the course that I am going through, or the coaching I'm going through. And so this month's training is about balance. And we often hear this talked about, like having work and life balance, or like how in the world do parents balance all the stuff going on, like in their lives and with their kids and with themselves. But the truth is that balance on a daily basis, it's not real. So we really need to start striving for being centered. Just a totally different shift in our mindsets and the way we go about our days. Balance tends to be connected to worry or fear that we have, that if we're pursuing something like a dream or a goal or a career or something like that, that makes you bad in other areas of your life. And I relate to this mostly from the standpoint of being a mom or being a wife. And we hear this as women quite a lot, but it is something that men hear as well. So some examples of these fears or these misleading ideas regarding balance is things like good moms. See those words, good moms? Yeah, that causes lots of guilt, right? Good moms couldn't possibly both pursue a career and show up well for their kids. Real men don't do therapy. Oh my gosh, that's so taboo, right? Self-care is selfish and self-centered. Investing in or talking about mental health tends to be taboo. Self-help is only for people who are broken. Again, just such a wrong idea, but something that society really pushes on us. It's a woman's job to do the dishes, cook for the family, pick up the kids, drop them off at school, whatever that fill in the blank is. It's a man's job to provide for the family, do the yard work, go outside and play ball with their kids, be a coach, lead Boy Scouts, whatever those things are. Or things like, I'm too old to do something, or I'm too young to do something. Those are all things that are fears or things that society has put in our minds as the truth, and things that we feel like we need to find a balance for, but they're really not true. One big one that women deal with is, what will it do to your kids? See those words, to your kids, if you pursue a career. Society puts on us that it's going to damage them if a mom works full-time, or a mom pursues her dreams of, say, being a public speaker or running her own business or something like that. But as moms, we need to change our mindsets. And even as dads and husbands and partners, having the support of them to change that mindset as well. To changing it as into doing something into, what will it do for my kids? What will it do for my kids if I pursue my dreams or my career ambitions or start my own business? Some of the things that it's going to do for them is they won't ever question that a woman can be successful. They won't ever question that a woman can have a powerful influence just like a man. They won't ever question that a woman shouldn't work, and they won't ever think that only a woman should be at home with the kids and at games and at events and cooking dinners. They will see their moms rocking it in their business just like their dads, working their tails off, and this will be the norm for them. This will make our little girls powerful and our young men understanding and supportive of women. Another thing that from a woman's perspective, I see a lot of is that we have to be, or we feel we have to be, all things for all people. We need to stop feeling that way. We do not need to be all things for all people. When we think we can handle it all and we're spinning all the plates and juggling all the balls, we are going to drop one. We are going to not be able to give attention to what needs it. We are going to be stretched way too thin. So stop. Stop right here and now and be present. Be present in this moment, Be present where your feet are right now. Stop juggling all the plates. So again, centeredness should be the goal. And how can we become more centered? So some things that we can do to become more centered. Prepare for the unexpected. So like, know where you are in life. Sync your values and your priorities in your life. So one way you can do this is like, go look at your calendar. Do the things in your calendar support the values and priorities that you have in your life? If not, you're going to need to cut some of that stuff out. Create boundaries. This goes back to syncing with your calendar and looking at your priorities. And I've really, really fallen in love with this quote and this mindset about making decisions on what should be taking up time in my calendar and in my priorities. If when you're asked to do something or you need to put something on your calendar, if whatever that is, it doesn't matter who it's coming from, it doesn't matter what it is. If it is not a hell yes, I want to do this, or it is part of my values, or it's part of my priority, then it's a no. And that's a quote from Jen Hatmaker. Her quote is, if it's not a hell yes, it's a no. And saying, like, embracing this and saying no to things that don't align with your values really, and priorities, really, really, really lifts a weight off your shoulders. It really does. And you don't need to say to people, hell no, or hell yes. You don't have to say that to people, but you can frame it in a way of, I don't know, say you're on the PTA or whatever it is. I'm not that kind of mom. I don't do the whole PTA thing, but like what I do get asked quite a bit is for like sporting events to participate in, bringing food and organizing things like that. So for me, I'm the type that I'll give you my money before I'll organize something, right? So when somebody asks and I feel like I should be saying yes because that's what all the other moms are doing, right? Instead, what you can do is you can reframe that, and this can go for dads too, is saying, if I say yes to this, it's taking away time from my family over here, or it's taking time away from something else over here. And if people don't like that, that's too bad. Okay. And honestly, with things like, from a parent's standpoint, things like organizing and doing potlucks and things, the money's needed. The donations of food are needed. Sign up for that easy thing to donate. Write that check. It's needed just as much as the time. Kind of went off on a tangent there that I wasn't planning on. But the last thing here is lastly, or I shouldn't say the last thing, but the last thing in this part is get help. Okay? Get help. Ray and Jessica speak of this all the time. They tell people they don't do this all by themselves. And I love that because so many people who are successful, when they're asked how they do it, they just say they do. Like, they don't admit they get help. When you can free up time by asking for help from others, we're going to grow. And it's going to free up time for things that are more of our priorities and in line with our values. It may be just somebody coming once a week to do simple tasks around the house that you hate to do. Like, I absolutely hate doing my laundry. I hate cleaning windows. I hate cleaning the bathroom. Right now, though, like, the bathroom is Jaden's job. Like, go clean the bathroom. You're home, go clean. Or hiring a neighbor kid to mow your lawn, or I don't know, like, Jaden's older, so I don't really like have a lot that I need help with as far as young kids. But there's nothing wrong with like hiring a nanny or getting a babysitter so you have some time away. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. It frees up our time to be able to focus our attention on the things that matter. And again, being present in the here and now. Instead of going off and doing your laundry or something that you hate doing, you could be doing something here and now to build your business, to grow personally, to be with your family. So ask for help. Some other key points that there are segments to our life, and like the thought behind this was look at them as buckets. So there's 4 buckets, in this part. So there's you, your relationships, your kids and your family, and your work. There's also 4 health buckets. So your physical health, your mental health, emotional health, and spiritual health, okay? You only have 100% of yourself to give. So you need to decide how to split up that 100% into those buckets. And no bucket is going to be equal. Some will be more important than others. And some will be more important now than what they will 6 months from now. So go and reevaluate where you are every 3, 6 months, a year, however often you feel like you need to. And those things are going to change, and that's okay. Even your priorities and values, those can change, and that's okay. So keys to determining what buckets need more attention than others at any given moment. Remember your values and priorities in life. Again, those can change in time over time as well. Like priorities as a mom of a 5-year-old is going to be different than priorities of a mom of a 13-year-old. So priorities are going to change. Be intentional with your time. If you are needing to sit down and write something for a class or a book, schedule that time, or anything else. Those were just the kind of things that I thought of, like class or book. Schedule that time and be intentional with it. If you're going to a kid's performance, shut off your phone and be present. Lastly, just be aware and willing to reevaluate every few months as needed so you can make shifts. You can make shifts in where you're allocating your time and into what buckets. Some tools to help becoming more centered over time and having a balanced life overall, not just daily, but overall. Front load. Schedule your calendar out in advance. Like take your calendar, open it up, schedule it out in advance. What things in your year cause you stress? Is it the holidays? Is it sports season? Is it doing conferences? Is it the school year? That way you can help plan for your mental health ahead of time and figuring out, okay, what am I going to say no to this year? Like, for example, last year, during Christmas, we always pile stuff on, right? Like we don't want to tell our family no, that we aren't going to do something during the holidays because we're supposed to be at all places at all times and make everybody happy during the holidays, right? Well, last year I finally decided I'm putting my foot down. And ahead of time, my husband and I decided we weren't going to do the big huge family shindig that like we see these people once a year, like at Christmas time. Like we just weren't going to do it. And for a bit, that felt stressful, saying no. But we didn't go. And it was okay. And nobody, I shouldn't say nobody cared. My brother and my sister-in-law messaged us and said they missed us, but we see them more than just that time of the year. But the people that we only saw that time of year, I didn't hear from them. It apparently didn't make any difference that I wasn't there. So why was I worried about it? Something like that. Schedule yourself out. Look at what areas of your life cause you a little bit of, and figure out a way to give yourself some mental and emotional health ahead of time so you can conquer those. Number 2, find time alone. Schedule a time just for you to go clear your mind. This may look like a half a day going somewhere for a hike. Heck, I am thinking about taking this idea and scheduling a time that, say, a Saturday night to a Sunday or a Friday night to a Saturday, I just go to a local hotel by myself and just sit and journal and read and regroup and boost my mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So find time alone. Create a consistent morning routine. So morning routines are so important. When we create the consistent routine, well, okay, right now life is kind of crazy, right? But if we created a consistent morning routine when life was normal, then going into this crazier time, we could have something to hold on to that is normal for us and can bring some sort of centeredness. So create a morning routine and stick to it. Commit to self-care. So 1 hour a week at least. And that 1 hour a week will look different for different people. It could be, your self-care could be something like going for a run. It could be going to therapy. And that is okay and a huge thing to do. I admit we should probably be doing that ourselves, and we haven't yet. So self-care, 1 hour a week. Be present, and this is the last one. Be present in this moment, not what's happening a week from now, not what happened yesterday. In this moment, be present. So when I realized that balance wasn't really a true thing on a daily basis, it was honestly very freeing to me. The mindset shift to being healthier, both mentally and physically, has been so life-changing as well. So I hope you guys have found some kind of tools you can take away, something of value in this, because I thought it was very impactful when I went through that. So again, just kind of keep in mind what your priorities and what your values are, so that those can be what influences what you make decisions on what you're going to do and what you're not going to do, and finding that centeredness. So have a great day, guys. See ya.